Well, we have seen this reported, this Aboriginal solidarity with Palestine, as you mentioned, Invasion Day protests with the Palestinian flag included. But yet we've had the Jewish community, or at least their community leaders, say that we're backing the Voice, along with the AFL and the big corporates. So why is that? Why are these community leaders taking a position that is, and at the very least, divisive? Why not just stay out of it?
We would have preferred that they stay out of it, that it's not primarily a Jewish issue. But I'm hypothesising there are actually two reasons. One is that the Jewish community has not been immune to the long march of the left through the institutions.
We've got I'll just show here are these images there.
Yeah,
so you've got the Aboriginal flag and the Palestinian flag. Now, obviously not all Indigenous organisations support Palestine and vice versa, but there does seem to be, here we see it again, the solidarity there, and that's what you're warning is something that you can't ignore.
It is a risk. But to continue with Rita's question, so maybe some of them are taken up in this woke movement. We've seen them get involved with climate change and gender issues, and along comes another one called The Voice. But I think there's a more controversial reason as well, and it relates to the principle of follow the money. That if you are involved with an organisation that wants government grants, a community organisation, or if you're involved with a professional firm or business that wants government contracts, then endearing yourself to the Labor Party at the moment might be a strategy that you'd consider. And at least there's a conflict of interest there for those people that needs to be declared and hasn't been declared yet. So perhaps that's an explanation. Certainly from a Jewish values point of view, it is wrong. We're all for helping disadvantaged people. Jews have a great record in combating racial inequality, played a major role in the black liberation movements, ending apartheid, marching alongside Martin Luther King in the US. That's part of our culture as well. But creating this particular political mechanism is not about equality. It's not a campaign for equal rights, it's a campaign for different rights.
Special rights, privilege.
And that's wrong.
That's the point I wanted to pick you up on. I mean, you've given three reasons, and your article in The Spectator was brilliant, by the way.
Thank
but
you, Jane.
Discounting the historic and the political issue, the first point you made was the fundamental part. Paul says there's neither Greek nor Jew, everyone's equal. How is it that Jewish people have seemingly just thrown that principle to the gutter in support of The Voice? Why so quick to jettison that fundamental principle?
Well, it's actually one of the reasons our organisation was formed, the Australian Jewish Association, because we've seen many examples where some organisations, as part of their shift to the left, has also been a shift away from Jewish values. And the reaction we've had from the community has been extraordinary. When you're on social media, your computer, your phone, you decide what sort of information you want, which organisation you link with. AJA has become by far the largest in Australia on social media and community engagement. So I think we have another example here of certain elites which have emerged, which have a philosophy or an interest which may not align with a substantial proportion of the community. The article in The Spectator that you refer to was picked up during the last week by a WhatsApp group of our rabbis. It was given commendations, it was quoted, it's being used by those who represent the Jewish values and religious principles.
Something quickly, because a lot of these community groups, and it's not restricted to the Jewish community, there's no election. It's not like, they are presenting the mainstream views of that particular community, are they? How do these community groups or leaders emerge?
Look, it's very rare that it's contested.
Yeah.
That a position is contested in community organisations, and it's historical. There has been no poll done of the Jewish community in this country. The truth is that no one knows.
Yeah.
True. Exactly. And like all these things, it's down to the individual to decide. But David Adler, thank you so much for pointing out those three reasons, which are fascinating and all very different, about why you believe the Jewish community should be voting no to the voice, particularly the number two, the historical reason, is fascinating. David Adler, thanks so much for coming on Outsiders.